Ladies and gentlemen, what is up and welcome today to the July 2018 updated Seatin Man of Marvel Strike Force tier list. And boy oh boy, do we have some big changes to the last tier list today. So we're going to be going over my wider perspective on who currently are some of the best champions in Marvel Strike Force. And this is perspective of somebody that plays raids very hardcore, arena very hardcore, blitz very hardcore, is in kind of a constant top two competing alliance. Currently in arena we are ranked number 1 and we tassel with like OXT, the Kraken, for that number 1 spot. So yeah, I like to think that, I have a fairly good handle on the game, but I want to, discuss the standard disclaimer before we get into this tier list. And the objective of the Marvel Strike Force tier list is to provide players with a very rough idea of the value of every character in Marvel Strike Force. No tier list in a game like this will ever be definitive enough to say that X character is always better than Y character in every scenario, because there are lots of different modes of gameplay. You've got arena, you've got blitz, you've got raids, you also have, prolonged story quest and stuff like that, which I assume is going to ramp up and up and up, and more modes that might be coming in the future as well. And also, you're going to have different power levels where certain champions might become better than another because they get like a really key ability upgrade, and also the matchup as well, which is a very, very important thing. So who's the best character changes depending on the scenario, but we're going to talk a lot about, various characters and why they're so good at the moment. So we're going to cover all the bases today, and also, yeah, so there's just basically a lot of complexity, and this tier list is just essentially, take it for what it is, a very rough guide to what I deem as the best characters in Marvel Strike Force, a glance. That's pretty much it. But anyway, we're going to get into a lot of detail and explain who are the gods at the moment, because you can see there has been quite a bit of shake-up, and I've kind of defined, my god tier in this game as characters that I think are just absolute must-have characters. Like, they are the best for various modes of gameplay. So you've got Yondu, who is just insane for raids, so much value there. Quite a good character for arena as well, but not really falling into the top meta at the moment. Very, very good for blitz, can carry a lot of teams, very, very useful character, and as the cap gets to 65, he's only you're going to get even more powerful. Quake is insane. The ability to kind of mass slow down enemies and throw out a massive damage earthquake with offense down, and also remove buffs and deal quite a nice amount of damage on her second attack. She's just the absolute full package, especially when combined with Black Widow, to get the enemy team slowed down and your team sped up. So she's crazy at the moment. Captain America, just absolute MVP tank. This guy is so durable, so resistant. He has some great damage, good utility as well with being able to clear debuffs. Falls into the top of arena, raids, also pretty much, any blitz team you can carry quite nicely using Captain America. There's some very, very interesting stuff you can do there. Black Widow, the 2-turn speed up, the stun with chain on to up to 3 targets for bleed for massive damage. And if you are unaware of the power of Black Widow's bleed, look at the arena video that we did earlier and pay very, very close attention to the bleed numbers, because it melts opponents. It's just ridiculous. Black Widow is the character that decides like the outcome of top tier arena battles at the moment. She's just absolutely crazy and by far the most powerful support character. Han Sentry is just such an MVP at the top of arena. Like, I'm running a 5-star Han Sentry at tier 10 and he's just absolutely incredible. If I had a 7-star one at tier 11 or tier 12, like, the character is just absolutely insane, because you can apply stealth to everybody else on the team for 2 turns, so you can really hide your MVP characters, and you also chuck out 4 evades as well. So especially in single target scenarios, the value on that is ridiculous. In arena, it's just meta defining at the moment. It's just an absolutely crazy amount of value, especially when you combine it with Captain America as well. So you get the stealth on everybody, and then you use the taunt on Captain America to take the pressure off Hand Sentry so he can start getting his next turn, or maybe you might have more ability energy that goes straight into Hand Sentry and get another stealth. It's like so ridiculous at at the moment, and there are interesting ways that you can play with that, using like other characters. If you've like a Night Nurse in the middle and also a Quake and Black Widow, you can really get an enhanced level of sustainability, but most of the time when it comes to raid setups, it's mostly kind of Yondu, Quake, Captain America, Black Widow, and also the next character, Night Nurse. Now, Night Nurse isn't very good when it comes to Arena, isn't very good when it comes to Blitz, but any scenario where you can stop the match and sustain, she is so insane for. So especially when it comes to raids, we have some of the highest scores ever done in raids on the channel, especially when it comes to the Thanos raids and also the Deadpool raids, if you want to go back and have a look at some of those videos. And Night Nurse is an essential character for any new player to get, because she will sort your raids out. And also, once you get, like, you know, Yondu, Quake, Captain America, and Night Nurse, and just chuck anybody else in there, really, like the level 50 raids, you never have to play them again, because they're just all auto-farm. Like, you can just win so incredibly easy. Night Nurse is insane for sustainability. But yeah, in Blitz and Arena, she doesn't shine too much at all and isn't so great in there. But in raids, and I imagine future scenarios where we have bigger scaling challenges, she's just going to be like a must-have character, and she is right now for raids if you want that good level of sustainability. And Crossbones for Arena is pulling so much weight now. He's in a lot of players' top Arena teams. One of the champions and characters, as you might have seen earlier, that's coming up to compete with Crossbones a little bit is Vision, because of his buff giving him so much more effective utility. There are ways to, with his ability block, to really screw over certain teams in certain matchups. So Vision actually might make it into the gold tier, but for now Crossbones is just so incredibly insane, because when he's fully upgraded, his second turn he's going to have enough ability energy to do his explosion, which deals a ridiculous amount of damage, plus you get death proof for 2 turns, and if you use that right at the start of Arena, and you get good with bouncing around, some good RNG with like Hand Sentry and Captain America, you can usually get a second explosion in an Arena match. So yeah, it's some really, really valuable stuff there, but again, does depend on the matchup. And also Blitz, like Crossbones, can carry some teams very, very hard if you have a character that like funnels in ability energy quick, or applies offense up to him. Like, he is a character that can carry some really, really weak ones, or really, really underwhelming ones, comparatively speaking. And yeah, once you've done the explosion, like, he works great as an off tank, so that, you know, your lesser characters who might take a little bit of time to ramp up can get to their specials. But Crossbones really is just an absolute G at the moment, but does fall short when it comes to raids, because, you know, with his explosion, it's dealing quite a bit of damage to himself, so he doesn't have the a good ability to keep going on and on and on. You know, there are better characters to use for Crossbones when it comes to raids, but he's a good character to have, potentially, for raids, if you want to clear, like, a really annoying wave, or just get through something that's, like, a massive pain in the ass, because you can just go in there with, like, a full Suicide Squad nuke team, and get the really annoying thing down. So Crossbones, just absolute MVP. Deadpool is, we're moving on to high demigod tier now. So that was the god tier characters, the ones that I think are just pulling like crazy weight, the essentials must have. But the high demigod tier ones are the ones that you really, really want to get your hands on as well, because these characters are putting in some great work. And but mainly, when it comes to high demigod, it's kind of very circumstantial uses, and also when it comes to, like, wider Blitz teams, I think these characters are really, really great additions to a lot of different setups. So we have Deadpool there, who I really, really like Deadpool, and I've seen a few other people in the community categorize him as god tier, but I don't believe there's any scenario where Deadpool is, like, the best character to bring in. Like, every scenario, Arena, you know, if we're thinking, well, Arena essentially could be boiled down to the perspective of, you know, a top Arena matches, top Blitz matches and top team, because you're limited to 5 characters there. So yeah, Deadpool does really well in Blitz. He's great for a lot of teams, but when it comes to Arena and raids, like, he's not the top pick for anybody. There are better characters to bring than Deadpool. He is a really, really good character. His ability to cleave around and deal a ton of damage and assassinate is just absolutely fantastic, and he's very, very resistant to, well, completely resistant to, offense down and blind, which is very, very valuable in certain matchups. So Deadpool certainly has his uses, and I really like him, especially compared with Cable. So yeah, really, really good stuff there. And we also have Iron Man up next, who deals a ton of damage. It's just a great character to have. Really, really big new character, especially when combined with, like, Captain America for ability energy funnel. Doctor Strange is a great support character, has a bit of offense down, can flip debuffs, can also potentially resurrect a character and heal the team for quite a bit, so he's a really great support. We got Kingpin, really good champion for providing both offense up and also defense up to the entire team. He's a little bit slow and takes a while to get around to it, so I think Kingpin, I always find him quite easy to play around personally when I find him in Arena. I think in the right circumstance, the right matchup, he can have some really, really good value, so yeah, really like Kingpin, and also those bodyguard summons are really awesome as well. Vision is a character I'm very much keeping my eye on for God tier in terms of the next tier list iteration. The ability to block multiple targets, to dispel 2 buffs off every single person on offense down and bleed tech champions, and also dodge, giving him a really, really good level of survivability. I think Vision is definitely an up-and-comer after this update, so I'm keeping a close eye on OXT's Vision, like to see some more gameplay there, but also, yeah, we're going to see what happens in the coming, what is it, months? And then we have Hawkeye, who's just great for dispelling and, you know, throwing out a mass blind there, and has some good single target damage and can, you know, has a chance to collect characters from stealth as well, so he's super valuable. Rocket Raccoon is just an absolute damage champion. So much damage on all of his attacks, and great when paired up with additional Guardians of the Galaxy characters as well. Drax is the tank you want if there's going to be a lot of burst right at the start of the fight, and there are certain scenarios and certain nodes where it's quite valuable to bring Drax in, especially when it comes to stuff like the Thanos raids, which at the moment have been the highest level of difficulty in terms of raids. So yeah, I think Drax is great for soaking up damage. Gamora is one of my favorite champions when it comes to single target burst, and in the right matchup and scenario where you can line her up very nicely to get multi-turns, she is crazy. But again, she's just not really making the top cut of teams at the moment, but she's just a very, very good champion for Blitz a lot of the time, and can also be quite useful in certain scenarios in raids where you need a lot of, you know, single target burst, maybe to make a fight a little bit easier for your main team if you're undergeared. But yeah, some really cool stuff. Then we got Merc Lieutenant, who is kind of the substitute Black Widow. So if you don't have Black Widow, Merc Lieutenant is really, really good to have. Basically, you just use the second ability, which only has 2 ability energy requirement. It applies offense up and speed up to 4 random allies. So this becomes less valuable when you have like minion summons and raids, and also comparatively speaking, Merc Lieutenant, you know, he doesn't have stealth, so he's a very, very flimsy character, and also he doesn't have the stun and bleed damage of Black Widow, and can't copy the effects off the opponent with his basic attack. But he does chuck out a little bit more ability energy as well with his basic attack. But yeah, he's not quite as good as Black Widow, but still in the right team, he can make a really, really big impact. I run Merc Lieutenant with Cable, Deadpool, Black Panther, and Doctor Strange, and yeah, he makes a really significant difference in that, especially like offense up combined with Deadpool's like big assassinate ability that just ignores taunt is just ridiculous, just kills anyone. So yeah, some really good stuff there. Cable is great in Arena when paired with, in Blitz when paired with Deadpool, because yeah, he just nukes through the opponent, and then if you get the kill with Cable's portion of it, you pretty much get another turn on both Deadpool and Cable, so that's insane, and also you can reduce speed, and there are some clever ways to like play around certain champions like Drax with Cable and like a slowdown character like Black Panther. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with that team, and I want to do some more videos showcasing that, because I really like Cable. He's an awesome champion to play, great damage output, and some very interesting utility and ways that you can play the character. And then we have Spider-Man, has got a bit of a recent buff, actually, increasing his chance to get evade on the special 1, making it significantly more reliable now, as well as a bit of a damage boost. So yeah, we have the special 2, which has defense down on the opponents, so you can line that up and combo it with all sorts of champions. Like in Arena, I like to pair him up with like Iron Man and Winter Soldier, who are a little bit slower than him, and also Captain America and Gamora, just to get some insane like team sweeping turns. So yeah, Spider-Man, even after that, like he has his ultimate stun as well. So Spider-Man, I thought he's a really, really good character before. I was going to move him up to high demigod before, but now he is, yeah, well deserving of his place up there. I really think Spider-Man's a great character. And Daredevil as well has some sick damage, man. His ultimate is so good. He's hitting so hard on his basic attack as well. Also is not affected by blind and has a bit of a chance to dodge as well, which can sometimes make him super annoying. So yeah, I love me Daredevil, man. He's super cool. Then we've also got Mordo, who I love. I'm such a big Mordo fan. I had fairly low hopes with Mordo actually, but his blind is insane, and also the fact that he gains ability energy and also regeneration, or just a little bit of health whenever anybody dies. So this can be one of your minions, it can be one of your heroes, it can be an opponent's minion, it can be an opponent's hero. So yeah, in the right scenario, man, he's just always just constantly chucking blinds and heal blocks and all sorts of debuffs on the opponent. I really do think he's great, and I've also been using him a little bit for Thanos as well. So I think Mordo is one of those characters that really slows down a 5v5 match, and I think he has a lot of potential for the future. So yeah, I really like Mordo, man. I think he's a great addition. And Black Panther is just a very nice circumstantial character, where you can get some good combos if you can, again, very much like Gamora, line it up nicely so you get multiple kills, and especially once he gets his next passive ability upgrade at like level 64, 65, he's going to be insane, because that at the moment he only fills 80% of the speed bar on the kill, but at that, once that ability is upgraded, it's going to be like an instant next turn, because 100% of it gets filled. And also if you get multi-kills, or like the ultimate attack, that gives you like multiple turns of Black Panther. So yeah, some very interesting and crazy stuff that can potentially happen with that character. So yeah, really awesome stuff there. Then we have Low Demigod. We got Nobu, who's great for additional hand summons if you can protect them. We got Jessica Jones, who I really like for funneling ability energy, and also removing, buffs off the opponent with her ultimate. Winter Soldier, who I think is, great for his single target. I think the thing with Winter Soldier and Korath being a little bit lower is both of those characters are very much restricted to one target, and I think with a lot of the high tier characters, mainly like Captain America and Hand Sentry, that I'm seeing like a lot of at the moment, it's very easy to make those characters significantly less effective when it comes to like PvP scenarios. So yeah, Winter Soldier and Korath I really like. I feel like you can have some really insane scenarios and lineups with them, but I feel like I value a lot more of the high demigod tier characters, just a little bit more than them, but I like a lot, pretty much anybody above pretty good. I'm quite a big fan of, generally speaking. And then we have Thor, who is, his big problem is he's just a little bit too slow, but his hammer chain on being a little bit unreliable. Sometimes it can be really good. It's got some nice single target. His ultimate is really good, and by far the best bit about the character, especially if you get lots of stuns off it. Mercenary Riot Guard, a very beefy tank with like a 2-turn cool, one or two, it's 2 energy requirement on his taunt, which also applies defense up to allies as well. So yeah, Mercenary Riot Guard can be kind of a bit like a substitute Captain America that can taunt a little bit more aggressively, but he's not quite as sturdy, not quite as useful generally speaking, and doesn't funnel out that ability energy, but he's quite a good tank, man. I like him as a tank. And then we have Elektra, who is great with Kingpin, man. I really like the Elektra Kingpin combo, getting offense up and slicing through on her ultimate there. But yeah, Elektra's just a little bit annoying to kill. Got some nice single target damage, but again, single target damage characters I think are very easy to counter and play around in a lot of teams there. Then we got Thanos and Luke Cage, who Thanos is quite a beefy tank. He can be quite annoying to get through, especially when he has his taunt, because there's not really too much you can do to him, because he's really high resistance when he has his taunt, so he just becomes like this massive brick wall, considering how high his health pool is as well. And I think there's something about a Thanos buff coming soon as well, so I think he's going to get even better, but he does need a little bit of a tune-up really to be competitive with other tanks like Captain America and Hand Sentry, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm excited for that one, and also a bit of regeneration as well on his ultimate there. Next up we have Luke Cage. Luke Cage, if you really invest in the character, you can get like a 2-turn taunt, you can get a 2-turn defense up, he can become quite a brick wall to break through, but again, there are just better tanks at the moment than Luke Cage. It's not really worth going in too far. And then we have Nebula, who is a bit of a 1v1 brawler. That evade can be so valuable on Nebula. She can clean up matches like, you know, very nicely. Very annoying character to kill and fight. So yeah, she has a very interesting scenarios and spots, but doesn't, you know, have a lot of utility that she, well, any utility that she applies to the opponent. Like, all of the stuff is on her. So in certain scenarios, again, where you're restricted to a single target and maybe you need to get around it and try and kill a priority target, then yeah, it becomes a little bit difficult with Nebula there. And then we got the slightly lower tier than that, but still characters that I think are, you know, good to use and can fit into Blitz. We've got like Ultimus, who is a super whale character. We got Bullseye, who's got some very nice single target. Ant-Man, who's got some alright utility. He's got a bit of a middle ground character, and I'm not really too sure where he's going to fit in at the moment. Yeah, but a lot of the general consensus on Ant-Man has been underwhelming, but we don't really have that much shards, and we can't really play around with a 7-star Ant-Man at the moment, so it's a little bit hard to fully compare the character. But maybe with Wasp as well, he's going to be a little bit better. Punisher is alright, he's got some okay damage, but there are much better characters. Kree Reaper, Kree Noble, Kree Cyborg, all very, very nice single target characters, but again, are very subject to, you know, if there are a couple of tanks and people applying defense up, and you need to get to a priority target, they're a little bit screwed there. But I run all three of those characters, and also the Hydra Rifle, the Hydra Sniper with Mordo in, Blitz, and it works quite well for me there. So yeah, some pretty cool stuff. Then we got Hand Assassin, Hand Blade Master, Hand Archer, all pretty decent damage output characters that have some little synergies between each other, and can be good, you know, characters to take up for Blitz as well. Also got Hydra Sniper, again, some very, very nice single target damage and can throw out some offense ups as well. Wolverine, he's kind of down there in terms of the heroes, you know, he's got some alright damage, he's going to regeneration as well. He can be good for like absorbing certain cleaves on certain fights, and he gets better the deeper you get into the fight, really. But there's been no real mode of gameplay where Wolverine is kind of rising to the top, because there are just much better characters that bring a lot more utility to control when it comes to raids. And yeah, for Blitz and Arena, he's just a little bit too slow and not really that effective. And then we've got Hydra Rifle Trooper and also Ravager Boomer, which deals some fairly nice damage there. Then they're not too bad as start. You know, you get into very, very circumstantial uses here. You've got Groot with the Death Proof on the entire team. Might see a little bit of play. Hulk is just, he's a little bit too slow. He's just so easy to play around with, like a stun or dispelling him or slowing him down. He's just, you know, Hulk is just an enemy that I'd never have to worry about in Blitz. Hydra Scientist, the Death Proof can be a little bit alright sometimes. Ravager Stitcher, a little bit of a heal there. Ravager Bruiser with his super aggressive taunt is okay. Aim Security, got quite a nice little shield wall there. He can maybe be moved up to pretty good. Hand Sorceress got a bit of a heal and defense up there, but doesn't really fit in too many places. But I heard some people are using her for Blitz and enjoying her, but yeah, I'm just not too much of a fan personally. Mercenary Sniper got some alright damage as well. Shield operative, very good for, the escort missions and stuff, so alright for that. Then we got Hydra Armor Guard, an alright tank, and then the bench category, got most of the AIM minions, Scientist Supreme, Shield Trooper, Hydra Grenadier, Ronin, Shield Medic, Shield Security, Iron Fist, Kree Oracle, Kree Royal Guard, which suck, Mercenary Soldier, and yeah, a monstrosity there, ladies and gentlemen. So that's my thoughts on the currently, you know, what I deem as some of the most valuable characters to have in the game and why. But yeah, I'm sure that, you know, there's plenty of perspective on this, but everybody is completely entitled to their own opinion. But if you've got like a very, very good argument or perspective, again, my one is very much based off what I define as the best characters and what I'm seeing at the top of, like, you know, Arena, the top of raids, and also which characters are becoming quite valuable in Blitz and how much I think they can carry the team. But yeah, I know there's going to be a lot of different opinions, but yeah, if you've got some really constructive stuff, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Always very happy to listen to, some well put together arguments and additional perspectives that I may not be currently aware of when it comes to certain characters. But again, this is just a very, very rough tier list. It's so complicated. There are so many different matchups, and depending on like certain combos, it can render champions like very ineffective or very, very effective. So yeah, it's just, again, a very, very rough guide to what I believe are some of the best characters in Marvel Strike Force currently. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy today's video guide, feel free to smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Apart from that, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.